All right, and welcome back, everyone, as this is Strange Planet Podcast. And I must say, it's more disturbing news as it rolls in by the week at this point. If you thought what we talked about last week about wasting your tax dollars wasn't enough going to the January 6th insurrectionists, now it looks like they decided to turn the White House front lawn into a UFC rink to celebrate this bastard's 80th birthday, too. So this is where all of your wasted tax dollars are going, not to the people. It could have gone to expanding Medicaid and Medicare, could have gone to the Department of Education, could have gone back to the people. But nope, instead it just goes, to the rich and it goes to their own private properties and arrangements, and we get nothing in the end. Not that it's a surprise coming from the Trump administration, that is as sad as this all is too. So the funny thing is whether you're on board with this clown or not, you're basically cutting your nose off to spite your face because, yeah, you're not getting anything out of this either. And basically, we're just wasting money left and right. And hitting more frontline also news besides the white trash party that's going to be outside the front White House lawn. There's been a new update on Trump and the E. Jean Carroll case. And Rook, I believe you have some more in-depth information on that. So I'm going to let you take the reins here.
All right. Well, if you liked wasting your tax dollars on insurrectionists, you'll love this next one. So apparently the Justice Department is now opening up an investigation into E. Jean Carroll. And if you guys remember, E. Jean Carroll was the woman, she's now, I think, like 82. But she sued Donald Trump and won in civil court for sexual assault, rape, and defamation. And, there's been litigation as to, how much he has to pay. He still hasn't paid her. But, he lost. He was found liable of sexual assault and of defamation. And apparently he's seeking his revenge now because the Justice Department is opening up an investigation into her. The theory goes that she perjured herself during a deposition regarding if she received any outside money for advancing that case. Okay, so perjury, not good. If she did perjure herself, not good. But that doesn't, one, take away the fact that, a jury found him liable for raping her.
Right.
It doesn't take away the fact that, defamation occurred and he was found liable for that. But as far as this, investigation by the Department of Justice, yeah, that wouldn't have happened if Trump weren't president and that was the one that she sued. So we're gonna waste taxpayer dollars to investigate someone who is, 82 years old, who has, may have perjured herself in a deposition, not even before the jury, in a deposition about something that wasn't even central to the case, whether or not, she got help, or I guess got some funds from a billionaire. Now, obviously, perjury, not good. If she did it, not good. But it's like this is another example of Trump, just being extremely vindictive and using the offices of the government and the power of the government and frankly our taxpayer dollars to pursue something that is, so the definition of perjury now even if she did lie willfully, which, they're going to have to prove anyway. Even if she did lie willfully, it has to be of something that is, material, meaning that it was critical, to the case. That's the definition of perjury. It just can't be like, what color is the sky? Oh, the sky is red.
Right.
And, that has nothing to do with the case. You lied, but it's not material to, the purpose of the deposition, which was to, find out, was she telling the truth about Donald Trump assaulting her, raping her, and, defamation. So like this, even if they prove that she willfully, lied, it's not material to the case. So this
Right. Right.
is going to be pretty frivolous. And he probably knows this, but he probably wants to make her life a living hell for, bringing his rape out into the open.
Right. Imagine he's using the
The fact
power of
that
the
he did
government to do it.
this to her, the fact, and I can say that
Yeah.
because,
Right.
a jury found him liable.
100%. Right. Right.
So, you know, not only did he rape her, but he also, defamed her. And now he's continuing in that spirit by using the Department of Justice to go after this 82-year-old woman who, already suffered enough.
Right.
You know, Unfortunately, the people that put him in power are, they're responsible for this too. They're responsible for her suffering, and they probably don't care
No, of
because,
course not.
well, I'm not going to go off on their character. I think it speaks for themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you um, think that Trump, uh, his actions are noble and worthy of the presidency, then there's nothing more I can say to you.
Yeah.
You're talking about a president who, in addition to, remember that AI slot video he put out of him flying over the country and like dumping,
Yep.
liquid shit
Out of the
on
plane or
citizens.
something. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so there was another AI video that he put out recently, as you guys know, that Stephen Colbert, you know, was pretty much forced off the air because of Trump. I
Yeah.
mean,
100%.
they said, CBS said, oh, it's for financial reasons or whatever.
No, it wasn't.
But no, like it
Yeah.
was right after Trump, attacked him and the FCC threatened him. And so he put out a video of Trump walking up onto the Stephen Colbert show, taking him and throwing him in a dumpster. Like, this is the president of the United States putting this out
Right.
on social media.
And this ain't the first time.
Yeah, it's like this is what our president does now.
Right.
Like,
It's beyond childish. Like it's insane is what it really is.
I just don't understand how people can just, ignore that.
Right.
It's like very disturbing that he would put that out and just like, and it's even more disturbing that like his supporters are like,
Right.
oh, it's funny. Like,
the thing about Trump is he was pushing the limits from the get-go. He's pushing the limits, and then it's, oh, I got away with that a little more. Oh, I got away with that a little more. So now his idiocracies seem almost normal because it's every fucking day with him.
Yeah.
So
True.
it's to the point now where they're so numb to what he does and how like heartless he does what he does, that they don't even see it anymore, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
They're really losing touch with the American people.
I
hate to say that all Republicans are getting on this board, but come on, man. You're all responsible for this.
It's more than that, though. It's not that they're just like, ignoring it or whatever. He is like encouraging them to go into the mud with him, to take that, staircase down towards moral depravity.
Yeah.
Like their morals are, going down the toilet with his.
Yeah.
All this is on the world stage right now, too.
Yes. And it sadly reflects on America, which is not what we are as a people. But at the same time, we elected this schmuck. And that proves that, maybe there are some kinks in our system we need to work out. But that's not going to get done because we have
anytime soon.
We have a system right now where everybody's at each other's throats. But then you got like entities that are not even supposed to be communicating with each other, buddying up. Like the DOJ is not being weaponized by Trump. Yep. He's not really supposed to have any contact with DOJ, but fuck it.
No, I mean he could have contact. It's okay to have contact. It's okay to have contact, but it's not okay is to say, hey, look, my political opponent, go get him, and then they do.
And for personal shit.
It's funny that he's asking them to go after his enemies when he should be the one looking after by DOJ. That's another story. Then you got the Supreme Court, which is an absolute mess. You have the House and the Senate, which are pretty much, it's a fight. We'll see what happens after the midterm elections, but if all doesn't go well, I'm afraid. I'm a little afraid because they're not stopping him. They're letting him run wild.
Yeah,
right. They don't even have control anymore. It's like the robot's loose, destroying the city, and they're like, hit the button. It's not working. What do we do? Well, AJ says, open. Let's go have a beer.
Yep.
It's like, it's fun.
Yeah. It's for real.
Yeah, no, and Senator John Cornyn from Texas, just lost his primary to I think Ken Paxton, who's like their Texas Attorney General, who's like super MAGA. So like it's getting more and more MAGA. Like he is moving, even like John Cornyn is like, as Republican as you can get, but like apparently he's not MAGA enough. Not MAGA enough.
See, what we're seeing here though, in the reality of everything, is we've seen a criminal con man, rapist, pedophile literally jump into politics with no experience whatsoever, control an entire party to basically do whatever he wants. That's what we're seeing at this point. And it's sad to say, but that's exactly what it is at this point. He completely stole the party, and it's not really even Republican. It's that MAGA bullshit, which is him.
Right. So here's my thing. Here's my thing with this whole situation with Trump and the Republican Party. Yes, I totally agree with you. He has taken over the Republican Party from like day one. What does he have over these people that they're like falling all over for him?
Well, he'll fire them if they don't fall in line.
Does he have over who? The politicians?
Fire me then, you fucking idiot. But it's just
what? Who? The politicians or
the
Republican
voters? Politicians. Forget the voters. So, they're being blinded and told different from the truth. Which
the politicians are afraid of the voters, as Trump has demonstrated multiple times. If you speak out against Trump or you don't support Trump's agenda, you're good. You're done. Your next election, you're done. You're out. We're going to primary you, and you're not going to, be in that seat anymore.
Right. And if he tells you to do something, regardless of whether it's legal or not, and you don't do it, chances are you will be removed, and he'll put another puppet in there that'll get it done. That's what we're living in right now in corrupt America.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's where we're at. We've never seen this level of corruption either, not to this extent, at least. You know what I mean? So, like, at this point, it's like I don't even know if we're going to have a country in 2-3 years if this kind of rhetoric keeps up. You know what I mean? Because, like you said, it's starting to become normalized. If it becomes normalized, then what? You know what I mean? The voters are too stupid to know the difference.
I might have some good news for you then.
What's that?
Well, apparently Trump has gone into the hospital for his third annual checkup. Because when you go for an annual checkup, you do it 3-4 times.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, we're supposed to have redistricting every 10 years with the census, but
Yep.
apparently you can do that multiple times in a decade.
Yeah,
So
right,
why
right
not get
before,
your
right
annual
before a
checkup
midterm
multiple
election
times
too.
in a
Yeah.
year?
Oh, we're gonna have midterm elections. Let's just gerrymander everything to go in our favor.
Right.
Yep.
So supposedly he's at the hospital getting checked out. I mean, I'm sure he's not dying. Anyway, it's just apparently it's just a checkup, but like you've seen the pictures of like the dark splotches on his skin and
his
everything,
neck and shit. And
yeah. I mean, he's old.
Yeah, but
he's getting
I don't know.
getting to
Something's
that point
going
where,
on, and they're not telling.
I don't know. We heard stuff about Trump being on death's door. We've heard the same thing about Putin, and he's still alive and kicking. So
Right, that's true.
I don't know what to make of it, but all I know is, he is still here.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
that's definitely
Yay.
a fact.
Right.
we are
So
we got to
other
deal
than
with
that,
them.
I mean,
I'll tell you one thing, man, and I don't even care how it sounds, but we are witnessing the full decline of America.
yeah.
This is the full decline.
If this is how easy it
proud.
is to take over America, become president, and then just replace everybody who tells you that, well, this is the way it is, sir, with a yes, sir, I'll do that right away for you.
And
how did we not become a dictatorship before this? It seems like it was just that easy.
Yeah, I mean, right?
well,
That's a
it's
good point.
because America elected people with some character.
Yep.
I mean, even Nixon had character.
Right.
As paranoid and as corrupt as he turned out to be, he at
he still
least
had some
had the
fucking morals.
decency to resign.
Yeah.
Once he was caught.
Right, but you're not going to get that now. I'll tell you that. That's never going to happen.
You know what also sucks? Like, Trump ruins everything he touches.
Yeah.
Like
this country.
Well, as y'all know, I'm a huge Knicks fan, and the Knicks made it to the NBA Finals.
Hell yeah, they did.
Time in what, like almost
15,
30 years?
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
1999 the last time they made it to a finals.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I'm overjoyed. It starts next Wednesday. But guess who might be in attendance?
That douchebag. Yep, I read about that earlier today.
Yep.
He says he might go or something like that.
Yeah, now he says he will go.
I hope they boo him out. I hope they boo.
And yeah, I hope not only do they boo him, but that the station that broadcasts it
doesn't show him.
No. I hope they show him. I hope they show his face, and I hope they, don't mute the noise of the boos that are going
Trump.
to.
Fuck you, Trump.
Yeah,
right.
They shouldn't even edit it.
They shouldn't.
They shouldn't even edit it,
because that would also
because maybe Trump will finally hear how a lot of Americans actually think of him.
Yeah. Right. But that's also good on a global standpoint, too, because it lets other countries know we're not down with this either.
Yeah, but other countries, I don't know if they're going to be, maybe they'll watch the NBA Finals, but maybe not.
That's true. Most of them probably don't give a shit. That's a fair point.
Hypothetical. Trump went into Venezuela and got that president out because he felt that he was being a dictator or whatever the fuck his reason was to go in to do it.
Yeah, and he ducted him and brought him here.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if, let's say, Putin did the same thing?
Why?
Don't hold your breath, is what I'll say. But
Vlad, I'm just saying, you have the tools.
Why would he? Why would he do that?
Yeah, why would he, though? Think about it. He wants to see this country destroyed. And that's just what Trump's doing.
Right.
Yeah, so this is exactly what
Trump
Putin
is
wants.
right where he wants him.
If anything, Trump actually made all of our enemies friendly with each other now too.
Yeah.
So
Right,
like,
and he
yeah,
and he weakened NATO,
right? Like, think about it.
which
Like that,
is, you know, Russia and Putin's like worst nightmare is NATO. They hate NATO.
right, right. I mean, I'll tell you, I've said maybe this once before, but I'll say it again. There was a time that I was actually proud of to be, a citizen of this country, and I was proud of this country. But in recent years, I wouldn't even say recent. At this point, I'd say probably starting some point in 2016, that was when I started realizing that it's all an illusion. Trump's first term was a fucking joke, and this one would have happened then had his cronies been in place.
Yep.
So only imagine if all of this happened in the first term,
Well, look,
we wouldn't even probably have elections anymore.
it just tells you that Americans don't require seriousness when it comes to leadership.
right.
They don't want a serious leader. They
Yeah.
want someone they find funny. They want someone they find that is cruel to people that they dislike. They want someone who champions their grievances, even if he doesn't actually give a shit.
Right.
You know, even if it costs them, at the pump or at the grocery store or,
Or anything.
or anything, because he puts tariffs on everything. And, no one really talks about, the effect of the tariffs.
Right.
Yeah, they're there. They're harming America. They're making us pay more in taxes. Every time you go buy something, most of what you buy, Trump is just taking extra dollars out of your pocket.
Yeah, basically.
You could have more money, but for Trump's stupidity.
That was the trade-off you got that MAGA took pretty much.
Yeah.
So is America great yet? I'm just wondering. You know what I mean? We
Oh,
got that war still going on with Iran too. Like, is America great yet? Because like,
yeah, it's absolutely awesome.
To me, it couldn't be further in the other direction at this point.
Yeah.
Now, one day, will I maybe regain some of this back? Maybe, but
Speaking
I don't see it
of
happening.
speaking of the war in Iran,
What's that?
the Pentagon is apparently running out of money to pay for things like training and maintenance.
Guess who's going to end up paying that?
Could come back to bite us and could, actually harm service members. If the service members don't have adequate training or they don't have machinery that is, maintained and properly functions, bad things could happen.
Oh yeah.
I hope it doesn't, but that's what happens when you launch a war that wasn't approved by Congress. And when you go to war, obviously in the modern world, the president needs to have some authority to conduct military affairs without having to preemptively consult Congress. You have to react to things like in real time, but that should be, if we're under threat. It shouldn't be a war of choice. And we still, to this day, have not had a reasonable explanation as to why we're in this war.
Right. Right.
We don't. We haven't. We've heard like different explanations that, haven't panned out. But we still don't have the official, like at least for, George W. Bush, he told us that, Iraq had weapons of mass destruction or was building, the capability to have weapons of mass destruction. That was a rationale for war.
Right.
Okay? That was a reason to go to war. It may have not been true,
right?
But at least he provided us with a reason to go to war.
Yeah. They don't even lie to us.
Trump has not given us that.
Nope.
We have no reason for being there.
Yeah, there isn't anything. They can't think of it.
Was it regime change? Well, if that was the objective, then the regime hasn't changed. The Ayatollah's son is in charge.
Right, right.
You know what? You are in the ridiculous. You know who Trump is? Trump is the whore. Oh, yeah. Give me the money and we'll have a great time with you. Yeah, you just got to wait. That's it.
I mean,
I mean,
he's done that how many times?
that's
He sued the IRS because they released his tax returns because he refused to do so of his own volition, which he should have done when he was elected president in the first place.
Just to be clear, he didn't release the tax returns. A contractor for the IRS released the tax.
That's a very good point there. Yeah, he didn't do it.
It was against the law. That person, I think, was arrested.
Okay, but wasn't he supposed to release his tax returns? You could just say no and keep going. That's what I don't understand.
He told us he would release his tax returns, and then he didn't.
Right.
So he lied about that.
He lies about everything.
He owed us that. And this contractor said, okay, here you go. I mean, I understand that it's against the law. And sure, because you don't want everybody else giving out other people's tax returns left and right willy-nilly.
No, he didn't want anybody to see how much.
Right, but when you're running for president of the United States, people want to know. The public has a right to know.
We have a right.
Your finances.
We have a right.
We have a right to know. What are your business dealings like?
Exactly. So this guy
who you owe money to, who has a possibility to influence you, in a nefarious way. We have a right to know that as the public if we're going to give you, this amount of power.
Yeah.
And most presidents, if not almost all of them, release this.
So multiple years of tax returns.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's just members of Congress. They do it.
Right.
Why shouldn't the most powerful person, in the most powerful position in this country and in the world, why shouldn't they do it?
Who officiated that?
Because he wants to keep enriching himself, and now he's using the American government to do it. That's the reason why.
I should say presided over, rather.
What
was that?
Who presided over that case? IRS versus Donald Trump.
A case?
Hey, didn't he sue the IRS?
Okay, so hold on. He did sue the IRS, but he dropped the case. He dropped the case. He dropped the case,
so he couldn't get audited anymore. Him or his family.
Well,
he could just do fucking money crimes.
He dropped the case and negotiated. In other words, told the IRS, you know what? You are going to set aside a $1.7 billion fund that is funded by taxpayer dollars. And we're going to give it out. Yeah, we're going to give it out to friends of Trump.
Yep, and the January 6th insurrectionists.
Yep, including January 6th insurrectionists who Trump perceives to have been wronged by the government.
So now they will be paid to attack the Capitol. Imagine that. That's how stupid this fucking country is.
We're paying people out of our own pockets.
Yeah,
well,
right.
I'm not going to.
Me neither. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
No. Mm-hmm.
No way. Yeah.
They're not seeing a dime of my money to go towards that. I'm sorry.
Fuck that. That's no. I don't even have words to describe how fucked.
But anyway.
But yeah.
Continue. So not only that, but as I stated last week, they said that we're not going to investigate Trump. The IRS isn't allowed to look into his taxes anymore. They're not allowed to audit him or his family.
Imagine that.
So basically, they can commit all the tax crimes they want. They could just not pay taxes, which they
don't anyway.
Also for money laundering.
But yeah.
And falsifications of documents.
Right. So all the money that Trump has raked in, this is what really is. All the money that Trump has raked in this year, or last year rather, for his for his scam Trumpcoin, the billions that he has probably made from pump and dumping the eve before he took the presidency.
Yep.
That's not going to get reported now, and it's never going to get audited under that agreement. Like, do you realize how stupid that fucking is for this country to allow him to just do that? To be like, I'm the
I
president, I'm
didn't
gonna
allow it.
tell
I had
the
no fucking
IRS
say.
that they cannot audit me. Like, no. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
And if this country lets him get away with it, like, it's over. This country's over.
Yeah,
It's
it's
done.
finished. Yeah,
It's
it really
done.
is.
Like, it really is done.
I
If they can
feel like
let
you can
someone
sue
just
anybody
like
for
get
anything.
and his family.
And
So
yeah,
like
that's the key
his
word there,
family that's
too.
probably been grifting and stealing money left and right, taking advantage of their father's position. Like the thing about Hunter, they claim, Hunter Biden, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he got a job with the company and the company probably wanted to influence his father. Okay. They paid him a salary. The
Yeah, we're not
way
talking
that
billions
Trump,
here.
the way that Trump, that's a company's prerogative to pay someone, because their father is famous and hopes that, it can get them the ear of the president. That doesn't mean the president has to give them their ear. That doesn't mean he has to make policy after that. That wasn't never the allegation. You can't point to anything, that he did, that Biden did. But yeah, I mean, you have Trump on the other hand, who, I mean, where do we begin?
For real.
I'll just say that, you have someone who has literally made billions with a B off of the presidency and whose family is involved with the administration, like his children, Jared Kushner, like negotiating on our behalf. Like, this is far beyond, a son getting a job because he's the son of a president. This is, involvement in policy.
Right.
They're not qualified, not elected, and they're involved in policy. Meanwhile, they're also running his business that's supposed to, be, you're supposed to divest or, not have anything to do with his business yet. His children are running it, and they're just gonna make whatever money they can based off of Trump's decisions as president. No one's going to investigate it.
Right.
The
Sadly.
SEC is not going to investigate it. The IRS is definitely not going to investigate it now. FBI,
it just opens
Justice
a huge
Department,
door for
not going to investigate. Who's going to investigate it? He fired people that, investigated him a while back.
Won't be the last either,
when he was a private citizen. So
it just opens the door for corruption to be right out in the open at this point. That's kind of like the goal. Not to mention what you were saying earlier. It's what the Republicans do best: false equivalencies.
Yeah,
and
but Hunter Biden's laptop. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
meanwhile
beyond
they ignore someone who's made billions off of your decision to make him president.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Right. So
you just awarded the world's dumbest grifter billions of dollars. Like, he's dumb. I'm sorry, but
beyond
he's an
dumb,
idiot.
Yeah.
But what does that say about the people who elected him?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, but
they enabled this. And the funny thing is
like, if you fell for it, like, he's such a fraud. It's so obvious.
Yeah, like
he's
could
such
be more
a fraud.
transparent at this point. And if you still think you're sitting there as a MAGA asshole with your stupid red hat, and you actually think you're going to get something out of this, we've already seen we're going on almost the second year. And if anything, your tax dollars are going to things that do not affect you in any way possible. So if you think that's going to change in the next 2 years, you've been successfully conned to the point of beyond stupidity at this point. Like, it's just sad to say. It really is. But the worst part about it all is that it affects all of us. So their stupidity is now affecting my and yours and everyone else's life. You realize how this works? Yeah, like it's fucked up is what it is. And I hate to say it, but I don't think we've seen the worst of it yet. Although this is getting bad, getting real bad, real quick. And there you have it. Corruption at its finest and as transparent as clear as day at this point. That's all we have for Strange Planet Podcast this week. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next week. Peace.